Hi, it's Matt here from Go Green Auto. So this is my MG ZS EV. It is an exclusive model. It is now 10 months old. I bought it second hand, and this has got a number of accessories fitted by the previous keeper. So I'm going to show you what they are in this video and tell you whether I think they're worth getting or not. So first off, this isn't an accessory but the paint. This is the triple coat red metallic. It's £695 in the UK on a new vehicle, of course, and I really do think that is worth it. It is a really nice colour and suits the car well. I've never been a fan of red cars traditionally, but now modern cars have this triple coat red. It really does look nice. If I was buying one of these new, I would definitely tick that box. So first off, locking wheel nuts. This was purchased from the main dealer for £60, which seems an awful lot of money for 4 locking wheel nuts to me, and that's one option I certainly wouldn't take. I don't think the theft of alloy wheels now, certainly in the UK, isn't really a thing. I know it used to be in the, I don't know, was it the 80s? But who's going to nick these wheels? Who's going to want them? I think locking wheel nuts are more hassle than they're worth, particularly when they get old and chewed up or the key gets lost. So no, that's one option I wouldn't take. Certainly not at main dealer pricing anyway. Next thing is the MG protection pack. So you get front and rear mud flaps. There's obviously the front ones there. You get mats front and back on the inside. There's your rear mat, and there's your front mat, little MG logo on there, which does actually reflect the interior lights a little bit, so when you open up the car at night they actually almost glow. And then you get the boot protection mat. So yeah, £149.99 I think that was, and yeah, that's one option I would certainly get. Obviously we're in the middle of winter now, and yeah, mud flaps are great, and yeah, I would take that one. So next, this car's got fitted these window draft excluders. These were an eBay purchase by the previous owner, and they were £30. I'd never been a fan of these things. I've never fitted them on any of my cars before, never really seen the point of them. But if you're the sort of person that drives with the windows cracked open, then yeah, maybe. But these are nice. They are black. They don't stick out very much. They're very flush. And these ones are particularly nice because you get this extra little bit here. Obviously this is an opening window, but it just finishes off the look well. And they do look quite good. So if that's your thing and you can get them for £30, which is what he paid for his, then yeah, that's a cheap accessory. So the next thing this car's had done is the windows have been tinted. All the side windows, obviously lighter there, going darker there, going to darker on the back. It's a very personal thing whether you like tinted windows. Personally I do, and I think it makes the car look much more premium. I've only ever done it, had it done once on one of my previous cars, and that was a Land Rover Discovery 3, and again that was a huge improvement on that, and that's got an awful lot of glass. This cost the previous keeper £240 to have done, but obviously it's a personal thing, window tints, whether you think that's worth it or not. But I do like it, and yeah, I think it looks great. The next thing is this car has had a ceramic coating. So when it comes to coatings on vehicles, if you're buying a new vehicle, the supplying dealer will often try to upsell you a coating, something like a diamond bright coating. Personally, I think they're an absolute rip-off. You know, they'll often quote sort of 800, 900 quid. They'll quote as much as they can get away with, to be honest. But if you argue it, they will often half the price straight away, which instantly just proves it's a money-making exercise, as we all know. And I think those sort of coatings, no, they're not worth it. You can go on eBay and you can buy the exact same kit for 20 quid or 25 quid or something. So, no, those sort of coatings, I would always say no. To be honest, they don't last very long. Wax the car yourself, look after it yourself. Anyway, ceramic coating is a different thing altogether if it's done properly at a detailer. So as a general rule, if your supplying dealer is offering you something, I would say no, go elsewhere. In this case, this was £740, including VAT. It was done locally to the previous keeper's address by a detailer, and apparently they had the car 2 days, maybe 3 days, I can't remember, certainly 2 days, and they polished it all, obviously took any swirl marks out of the paint. It was a brand new car at the time anyway. But let's just have a look at the invoice. Yeah, I've got the invoice here, and supply and install C-Quartz finest reserve ceramic coating to vehicle, 2 layers applied and infrared cured to body, wheels and calipers coated with deluxe glass coated with fly by Fort 3-year warranty, and it's £616.67 plus VAT, so 740 quid. And as I said, this car is 10 months old now. Certainly I noticed the coating on the glass. As far as the coating on the paint, yes, you can tell it's been coated and it is easier to wash. It doesn't bead any better than the wax I would use anyway. But obviously after 10 months old, that protection is still there. And if you're buying a new car and you want to look after it, then certainly getting it done properly at a detailer's for the same sort of money, this cost what a main dealer would quote for a diamond bright type coating, then yeah, if you want something, then this would be better than what the motor dealers are offering. But would I pay that? Probably not. I would probably just look after the car myself and regularly wash it and get the dirt off and wax it. So next thing, this is something that the previous keeper has done himself, and he's done this LED upgrade in the panoramic roof. Obviously if you're a ZS EV owner, you'll know that they don't have any lighting in the back, and you may have seen this on the internet, and people are doing this LED upgrade and putting a flexible LED strip around the panoramic roof, and I think it looks great. It makes a huge difference, particularly when the fabric blind is shut. The light reflects over the fabric and it gives you this nice lighting throughout the whole car, and it really does look good. And it's wired up to the light here. We can see it there. You can see a bit of the strip in there. So the reflection in the glass here, as the driver, you see that little bit, which isn't quite so good. But anyway, as I said, when you shut this, it then hides it, but you get this gentle glow across the fabric, and it really does look good. Not sure what that costs. There's plenty of videos on YouTube, I'm sure, about doing this job. I think it would probably only be 10-15 quid or so. I have previously put the same flexible LED strip lighting under kitchen cupboards to light up the worktops, and it works really good, really well. So yeah, if this hadn't been done, then that would be an upgrade I would undertake myself, definitely. The next thing the previous keeper has done is upgraded the rear lights and the reversing lights to Osram LED bulbs. I'm going to make a separate video on that subject. Personally, I really think that is something you shouldn't do, and it's because of the way LED bulbs work. They don't distribute the light in a full 360 degree fashion like an old incandescent light bulb would do, and we can probably see here we don't get the full amount of light reflected down the whole part of the light here. So you get a lot of light here and not much light down here. So it's an upgrade I wouldn't do, and I'm actually going to take these bulbs out and return them back to incandescent bulbs and show you the difference. So there will be another video on the channel soon about LED bulb upgrades, but no, personally I don't think it's worth wasting money. Just stick to what they were designed to be fitted with. Right, the next thing, similar subject, LED bulbs in the headlights. So this did have LED bulbs fitted, and before I bought the vehicle, the previous owner swapped back and put the standard halogens back in, and I've got the LEDs in a box. So these halogens are appalling on this car. The lighting is really bad. However, I think in this circumstance, I think that driver's side light is angled wrong, which is part of the problem, so I've got to get that sorted. But the issue with upgrading light bulbs in cars is it's now going to be an MOT failure, and a car like this that should have halogen bulbs, if it's got HIDs or LEDs, then it will fail an MOT. So it's one of those things I don't think it's worth doing. And it's back to the same as the rear lights. When you're changing a bulb, these light fittings are designed for halogen bulbs, and when you put an LED in there, the focal point of the light, the element, will often move, and it will change the way the reflector works. So you often find you'll get a brighter light and a whiter light, but you'll have a completely different beam pattern. So it's one of those things I don't think it's worth doing. I think if you want to improve your lighting, it's just best to stick with halogen, but go to 130 or 150% halogen bulb and get a nice premium bulb. You can go online and look at Auto Express bulb reviews. They're doing it every year, but it's usually Osram or Philips or something. But I've done that in previous cars, particularly Renault Zoes. They've got very bad headlights as well, and sticking I think at the time Osram were rated the best, put in their 130 watt 130% bulb, should I say, in there, still 55 watt, made a huge difference. There was more light, and yeah, it made a vast difference. So I'm going to do something similar in this and just stick with halogens, but get a higher output halogen bulb. The only downside of those higher output bulbs is they will fail sooner. So they cost about 35 quid a pack for a pair. You tend to find when you've got the upgraded bulbs, you might be changing a bulb every 12 months. But the current bulbs in these just aren't good enough, so I'm going to do that. But anyway, I'll make another video on that. So generally, bulb upgrades, I would say no, aren't worth touching, unless it's just a halogen to halogen upgrade and you just get a more premium, more expensive bulb. But that does come at the expense of possibly that bulb failing more often. So the one thing I have fitted to this vehicle myself since having it is a dash cam. So this is a Nextbase 222 fitted up here behind the rear view mirror, and then this one is hardwired into the fuse box down there below the glove box. These cost, I think this one was about £80 or so off Amazon. And yeah, I fit dash cams to all my vehicles. In a previous life, I used to look after a fleet of 50 vehicles in a previous job, and yeah, I know the advantages of having dash cam footage if your vehicle's ever involved in an accident or a claim. I've been fitting these to my vehicles for some years now. Fortunately, I've never yet had to use any of the footage, but you never know. So yeah, I always fit them to the vehicles. One upgrade I would like to do and would normally do would be to fit all season tyres. The difference between running all season or dedicated winter tyres in the winter is just huge, whereas in the UK most people just persevere with standard summer tyres. I've done a video on all-season tyres for my Ioniq, showing Goodyear all-season tyres fitted to that. So you can have a look at that on the YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description below. But these tyres are still new. This vehicle's only done 4,000 miles, so I can't really justify changing these yet to all-season tyres. But if I keep this vehicle long enough and wear out the summer tyres, then that's one upgrade I'll definitely be doing, would be to fit Goodyear or Michelin all-season tyres. So there we go, that's it. This car's got what, about £1,200 worth of accessories fitted to it, but most of that is that ceramic coating. I suppose the big question is the other accessory you need underbody protection or wax cavity protection? So I'm going to make a video about that. I'm going to get it on the lift and have a look underneath, because some are concerned about obviously that rust underneath. That will be coming soon, so subscribe to the channel if you want to see that. And if you've liked this video, please do click that thumbs up button on YouTube, because that really does help other people find the channel. And more EV videos coming soon.